Separation of powers is the constitutional division of authority among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. Formulating policy is a legislative role. In Boreali v. Axelrod, an executive agency formulates policy to address a public health problem. Has the agency transgressed separation of powers? In 1975, amid growing concerns about the harmful effects of smoking, New York's legislature enacted an anti-smoking statute. The statute restricted smoking in certain places, including libraries, museums, theaters, and public transportation facilities. The legislature repeatedly considered measures to make more public spaces in the state smoke-free. Legislators introduced some 40 anti-smoking bills, but none garnered enough support to be enacted. The legislature was at an impasse. Meanwhile, smoking's impact on public health became more apparent. Evidence emerged that secondhand smoke threatened the health of non-smokers. Although the legislature hadn't passed additional restrictions on smoking, an executive agency decided to act. In 1986, the Public Health Council passed anti-smoking regulations, relying on the authority granted in its enabling statute. The regulations banned smoking in schools, hospitals, auditoriums, food markets, stores, banks, taxis, and limos. Restaurants that could seat more than 50 people were required to provide a non-smoking area, and employers were required to provide smoke-free areas for employees. The regulations also contained certain exemptions. Some public spaces, including bars, convention centers, and restaurants with seating capacities below 50 people, were expressly excluded from the restrictions. The exemptions were based on social compromise rather than impact on public health. Fred Boreali and others affected by the anti-smoking regulations sued Health Commissioner David Axelrod. The trial and appeals courts both declared the council's regulations invalid. Axelrod appealed to the New York Court of Appeals.